When I installed my EMS system, I thought I would alleviate the need for this, but I'm going to have to put a monitor on this outlet of some sort. And it could be a voltmeter, I suppose, or just I would really like to put a little LED in here, but I may do that later. But for now, I just found this little inexpensive voltmeter, and of course, yes, it does use up one outlet. But when I plug it in, it just shows a voltage, and it could really just be a night light. It doesn't have to be a voltmeter. So this is just kind of a handy tip. And the reason I have this is because this outlet is attached to a ground fault interrupt on the other side of this island. And last week when we were camping, my wife decided to make a slow cooked dinner with a crock pot, and she plugged it in here, and 4 hours later, it was still ice cold. And over the winter, the GFI somehow tripped, so this outlet wasn't powered, so the crock pot didn't warm up. So it's just a little tip to make your life a little easier. You know, if you go camping long enough, you'll eventually find what you need and what you don't need. And the case is such with this water hose. We had two 25-footers. I figured that was enough, but of course, then we go to a campsite that were, 70 feet away, so I had to go out and buy a 50-footer. So now I've got all these hoses, and, they're just kind of a pain to store in the RV. And that does help a little bit having this clip thing. It allows you to carry it around. But I did go to a camper store the other day, and I found this. And I'm going to see how well this actually works. I only bought one, and if you buy more than one, you can stack them, so I'm going to try one first. If it seems like it works pretty good, then maybe I'll buy another one. So yeah, it'll hold about 50 feet of hose, but that's about the maximum. It fits well enough, and it makes it in a nice little container. I may just go out and have to buy another one and try it with my other hoses, see if they stack. And this actually stores quite nicely into our front storage compartment. And this is the storage tote for the wet item. And you don't want the stuff to stay in here wet. So I drilled 4 holes in the side. And you got to be a little careful because this is kind of a polycarbonate and it'll crack really easy. So be real careful when you drill these holes. And then the 5th hole. And this is just a shower drain or a sink drain. Just a pop rivet in there. And it secures it, and I put one on the front side, and I put one on the back side, and that allows air to circulate in here and keep things dry. One of the many, many things RVers must be mindful of, and it seems like the list is getting longer and longer, is to have some kind of safety valve on your water inlet. And this is preset to, it says 40 to 50 psi, and it's going to drop your water pressure regardless. The thing I found is that some parks you've got a lot of water pressure, some parks you have not as much, and at times we would just get dribbling amount of water out of the RV, out of the faucet when we're on city water hookup. So I solved the problem by going to this upgraded regulator, and it has a valve, and also there is an adjustment screw in here that you can adjust the pressure. Number one, with the previous style I was using, I couldn't tell what the pressure was, so I couldn't tell if you really needed it or not. And number two, I can adjust the pressure so that I get good flow through all the faucets and things, yet still keep my water lines safe. I visit the online RV forums often, and it seems that when somebody comes up with an idea, whether it's really good or bad, that everybody all of a sudden gets on the bandwagon and they do the same thing. Well, these are one of those examples. And you can buy these. One's Valterra, one's Camco. And these are drain valve adapters that have a 1/2-inch MPT fitting. And they're designed to replace that nylon fitting here, which is the drain plug. Now granted, this is a little bit of a pain to take out every year, but you only got to do it once a year. And I'm going to recommend against using these. My concern is corrosion. With this aluminum here as the input to the water tank and the brass here, I have a corrosion concern. One of the maintenance issues in my view is you should take a wand such as this and insert it in your water heater and clean the inside out at least once a year. And if you have a petcock like this, you can't do that because you can't put the wand through. And also, when you drain your water heater, you want water to come out of here as fast as it can, because it will remove the scale. And with a smaller hole like that, this is going to get clogged with scale a lot faster than this. So this is going to evacuate the gunk better than this is going to. Now, as I've done here, you can replace the brass fitting with a nylon or plastic fitting like this. And if you put that in there, that's going to stop the corrosion most likely, but you're still going to have the issues of cleanout. So I just do not recommend anything but the nylon plug.